My friends, the great experiment.
Starfleet Academy.
Hidden trick.
Would you look at that?
The greatest trick.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
The greatest trick.
Welcome to Greatest Trek. It's a new Star Trek podcast from the makers of The Greatest Generation. I'm Adam Pranica.
I'm Ben Harrison. As we were setting up, I noticed that the episode is called Cozying.
Mm-hmm.
I spent so much of my effort this morning preparing for the show, fighting autocorrect to let me write Cozying down in my notes a bunch of times, and I wasn't even spelling it correctly because I did not think to look at the episode title.
It's pronounced all kinds of ways this episode, and given what the utility is of this person in this moment, I thought cosine is just a great name for it. For every important life event, you must have a cosine, right?
Does J-Den have one of those like embossed stamps that he can do to show that he's like notarized your marriage license or whatever?
Buddy, you better believe that those are just two of those stamps put together side by side. You know what I'm saying? Up top.
It doesn't pop unless you're wearing those like blue on one side, red on the other side glasses that they used to do for 3D movies.
No one's stamping anymore in that way, right? Like what you described was like the only one I can think of where like a person walks around with a bag with ink in it and a little stamper next to it, and that's what their day's like. Like, who's stamping anymore like that? Stamp
has remained such an important part of production design because you're always like, you know, going through the manila envelope, you know, and you see the like CIA badge of the character and the stamp across it that says "killed in action." Like some of it is on the badge and some of that is on the paper that the badge is paperclipped to.
We used to honor our fallen heroes with the effort of real ink and stamps. And now, who knows what it is anymore?
Yeah. I mean, imagine what in 3200 it is.
Are we still driving up to homes in a car full of sad people? I hope we're doing that at least.
Yeah. I mean,
no one wants to have a hard conversation anymore. Like layoffs are happening in all sorts of companies. Around the country, and like the way those are doled out is like as impersonal as it gets, you know?
The sheer fucking cowardice coming from the top is pretty dismaying.
Yeah, I mean, they say legal liability, but it's just folks in the C-suite being bitches.
Well, do you want to go into a fantasy world where people do have the hard conversation, Adam?
Oh, brother. What a pivot. This is that show, isn't it? This is an episode that is giving that completely. Let's get into it, Ben. It's Starfleet Academy Season 1, Episode 7. It's called, depending on how you like to pronounce it, cosine.
You know the greatest danger facing us is an irrational fear of the unknown.
Darem and Kyra.
A little rainy day audio at the beginning of this episode.
Who gets to decide if it's raining on Earth? Because you know that's a decision. They have atmosphere regulators.
Yeah.
We've heard that term over and over again. Did those get blown up when that sad Kelpian destroyed warp drives? Like, was it all warp drives everywhere and also atmosphere regulation?
No, actually, on Earth they have Monty Markham's head preserved in a glass jar, Futurama style, and he gets to decide.
Love it. I hope so. No one better.
We learned that it is spring semester, and this is, I mean, like maybe a little awkward of a placement for this because this is actually the break in between the fall semester and the spring semester.
Right.
And the academy is closed for business. Everybody is going home for the holidays.
I remembered when All Worlds Day was called Columbus Day, Ben. It was only 800 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like we've forgotten the reason for the season.
Yeah. I love how much talk there is about...
You know who hasn't forgotten? Who we really celebrate on All Worlds Day is me, Kevin Uxbridge. As a fellow genocidist, I will always honor Cristobal Colon, as he was known in his time.
You're drawing an equivalency between Christopher Columbus and Kevin Uxbridge. I'd read that academic paper.
I think that's writable. I think that's a writable-ass paper.
My paper is going to have so much to do with why the weather...
Your paper is just small talk.
Caleb is having a bum out, as you do whenever it rains, however often it does rain in San Francisco. Recording a message for Terima. Kind of struggling in the doing of that.
Yeah.
She's recovering at home after ripping her neck thingy out. And the mood is pretty dark for everyone after what happened on the Miyazaki. Vulcan Bobby got killed.
Yeah.
A few others were killed too. Sucks.
Hard to feel like there's a way back to normal in a case like this. And also just awkward for Caleb because we learned that he is going to have to stay with a host family as part of this letter. He's like describing what he's going to be doing because he doesn't have anywhere to go or anyone to see. Like, what are they going to do? Send him back to prison for the holidays?
I really wonder in very early production what happened to this possible storyline because it seems like the opportunity for comedy and weirdness was there. Like, I actually was very interested in Caleb going to go spend time with the host family and who that might have been.
Yeah.
And what they might have been like.
I want to see what Dakar looks like 1,000 years into the future. I guess 1,500 years for us.
That was a big reason too. I wanted to see other parts of the world.
Yeah. Like Earth is such a mystery to us in this timeline. Yeah. He also, is awkwardly attempting to express the way in which she is on his mind. I don't think he's like writing down what he's thinking about because what he's thinking about is fucking.
Well, what he's thinking about is also very present because this is a sequence that goes from Caleb speaking the words to Caleb's inner monologue in the very same sequence. I was a little bit bumped by this, you know? Like, he's talking it out loud, and then he's not.
I think when he thinks of the sex, then he thinks of the time she saw all of his deepest, darkest secrets, and that makes him punch out of the letter.
What he's saying with his mind, though, feels like it could be recorded. It's not in any sort of different tone, you know?
Yeah. Well, he deletes the message, and...
Yeah.
Everyone's getting ready.
Does he actually drag it to the trash, or is it just deleted and then saved as deleted files the way like a voicemail is, you know?
Oh, man. Somebody gets their hands on his iPad, they're going to find some shit in there.
I know.
It's pretty good for shit.
Later on, Jet Reno is checking the students out, and they're like flash beaming away to their destinations during the break. Genesis and Sam are queued up on the stairs, and Sam is glitching out, and that's concerning to Genesis. But there's nothing she's got to worry about because Sam is on her way to the Holotech Rehab Spa, where they're going to patch up her software and get her working normally again.
In Denver. That's where I'm going. I'm going to Denver in like 2 days.
What kind of work are you going to get done in Denver?
I don't know. I'm hoping the kind of work that involves shoving enchies into my mouth at Casa Bonita, but we'll see. We'll see if I get that accomplished.
That would be amazing. Off she goes, but Nala Ake intercepts Genesis for a conversation off to the side. That's because, you remember what happened on the Miyazaki, Genesis?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people got fucked up, but you did great. I'm going to nominate you for the pre-command track at the Academy.
Ooh, you better be careful with that, because pre-command can still get you pregnant.
I know. And look, it's going to be a lot of extra work. That part of it, Genesis is into. The background check scrutiny, she is not. Clearly.
Yeah, the there are two sides of this. Like, A, it is like a great honor, and it means you're doing a lot of extra shit in addition to your regular course load. But B, they're going to re-examine all of your application materials as part of deciding whether or not Chancellor Ake's recommendation will be honored. And man, I thought this was such an interesting scene because it does kind of play like maybe Ake is just doing this to kiss ass with the brass.
Say hi to your dad for me. I think you just made his holiday.
I never got that from this conversation. Tell me more.
Well, I mean, it's a concern that Genesis has later. Like, nepotism is not all like the powerful person opening the doors for the kids. It's also the people around the powerful person saying like, man, that person will feel like they owe me a favor if I give their kid an opportunity.
I don't know what it was about the expression on Genesis's face, which it is hard to say that name in a possessive form. Genesis's face.
I think you missed an isses or two. I think it's Genesis's face.
It seems so clear that she is paranoid about what will happen were those references to be looked into.
Yeah.
Have you ever lied about your references? It seems like back in the day when you were writing job applications and stuff for like the fucking grocery store job that I got as my first job, I had to use like references for the folks in my neighborhood whose lawns I mowed, like the fucking bullshit that you think that folks are going to check up on that stuff. I never got the sense that they did.
Yeah. You claimed that you were an importer, exporter at Vandalay Industries.
Yeah.
Made your friend pick up the phone on your behalf. I never did that. It's never occurred to me. And by the time I was ever in like an employment context, I was always just freelancing. So I never actually had to do it.
It was just who you knew at the tennis academy.
Exactly.
From job to job.
Precisely. So yeah, that's going to be on Genesis's mind. And we catch up with cadets Franco and Jaden, who are talking about beachwear because Jaden is off to Ibiza with his friend from the war college, Kyle.
Jaden feels obligated to go on this trip, a destination he does not want to go to wearing the clothes that he is told he must wear. He's obligated because Bobby the Vulcan's death has affected Kyle kind of a lot, and the only thing to get over his grief is a dance party at Ibiza for a long weekend.
It made me think, like, I feel like the gentleman's beachwear of choice in Ibiza also includes speedo, and Jaden is specifically not holding up a speedo, but I feel like seeing a Klingon in a speedo would be really something.
I think a Klingon has to wear 2 speedos, right? Actually, they could wear 1 speedo, but it has to be turned around, so the butt part is in the front.
So there's enough material to cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like they kind of turn it into like a thong speedo.
Right, but like a grandma thong, because it's got that big front part.
Right.
Kyle and Cadet Franco do not get along.
No.
Clearly.
I don't think Darem likes me.
No one likes Darem.
I mean, I think a lot of people ship Darem and Jaden and see Kyle as a distraction on the way to that. And I feel like this scene does nothing but underscore that as a possibility. The friction between Cadet Franco and Cadet Kyle.
Well, this is a new ship. She's got the right name. She's got the right name. Now you remember that, you hear? Now you remember that, you hear?
Cut over to Nala Ake packing her things for a break of her own. And Caleb's pissed at her for not getting any of the location information about his mom from Nosbraka. Like, he would much rather be seeing her than going to stay with some random family for the break.
I don't want to go to Dakar. I don't even want to ride the barf.
How far does the barf go? If you took it all the way to the end.
Like, one of my early childhood memories is of a kid in my preschool bringing a pamphlet about Bart to school. Like he'd gotten like the train schedule or something. And he was showing it to me and saying, you and I, one day we're going to run away from this preschool, get on the BART and go to Boston.
I love that fantasy for you. Things could have been so different, Ben.
Man, can you imagine what my life would be like now?
I would like to have known that, Benjamin R. Harrison.
Weird scene, because like I do feel like Nala Ake is like this is not something I would want to do in front of a student, is the like sitcom level throw shit in a suitcase and then sit on it to get it closed.
And also, Caleb, I feel like in the very last episode was like, hey, don't treat me like your kid, because I'm not. But like, here's Caleb in this scene acting like she's his mom, like doing mom shit. Like he's treating her like that. Little too familiar, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and also talking to her about his real mom, who he feels she has not prioritized the finding of sufficiently.
There were other priorities, Caleb.
He's got a great question. How about instead of going to this strange family I don't know, how about I stay on campus for the next couple days? It'll be great, right? For some reason, Nala Ake agrees to this.
She agrees to it, says that he will only have access to his room and the mess hall. Everything else will be locked out. No going into the classrooms. This guy's a legendary hacker. How much does she believe that will actually be held to?
As a child, he was a legendary hacker, remember? Unbelievable. It'll just be him, those two rooms, and Jet Reno, because Jet Reno's going to be like the on-campus security while everyone's away.
She's going to be the residential assistant. She asks him about Tarima. Like, she knows what's going on between him and Tarima. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to visit when she's, like, feeling better. You know, she's out of the coma, but not up on her feet yet. Kind of a deal.
We get many, many scenes where folks ask Caleb what the deal is with Tarima, and he kind of stammers out whatever bullshit it is to cover up for his not reaching out to her. Or in this case, I think he describes it as her not reaching out to him. And I'm wondering, like, in the sick person and friend of sick person relationship, it's not the sick person's role to do the reaching out, right?
Yeah.
Because Caleb kind of makes it seem like that in this scene.
Yeah.
Like when she's ready, I feel like she'll let me know. Like, what?
I mean,
where are you at with that?
I kind of understand it. Like, I know in this scene he is saying that to make an excuse, but like sometimes when somebody is really going through a thing, I'm like, man, I could see it being burdensome to be fielding like incoming requests for time all the time if you're going through a thing. Like, maybe just leave that person alone for a minute.
I don't really know how to help her or how to be there for her. So.
Can't hurt to reach out.
You are, and I mean this seriously, this isn't a bit, one of the most considerate people I've ever known in my life. And the idea that you could arrive in your mind at the point where like your consideration would be seen as a burden.
Oh yeah.
For the person you're considering is like so fucking Ben. Ben, when I'm laid up, you can absolutely reach out, man. Do not even sweat it.
Will do. Considering how he's going to get home is Cadet Franco, who is, I guess, back at his dorm room grabbing some last-minute things when a nugget o' gold rolls toward him in the hallway. What could that be?
I didn't recognize it as the ceremonial nugget, Ben. Did you? Because this guy gets jumped fast.
Jumped, knocked out.
This is like the whole cartoonish dollar bill on a fish hook and someone like far away, like, you know, reeling it in.
Smithers at the wheel.
Yeah, that's what
Mr.
I'm
Burns
saying.
in that open back touring car that he has.
This is that trick, and they got him. They get Cadet Franco here.
Money is for the poor.
Jay then sees, I guess he doesn't see the attack, but he sees the aftermath when the attackers open a hole in space-time and take their quarry through it. And Jaden pauses at the aperture and steps on through.
I gotta say, this was a necessary Jaden episode for me. A character that we mentioned on the Miyazaki episode had a lot of complicated feelings about like what exactly his deal would be if the shit went down. And this hesitation he took here like made me gasp. I was like, oh no, like maybe on the Miyazaki bridge he couldn't have been trusted, and maybe right here we're going to see a friend get kidnapped and he's not going to do anything. It was good to see this.
It was good to see this, but I do think we should acknowledge that this is one of the most dangerous split-second decisions we've ever seen a character make in Star Trek, because you don't know where that hole goes, man. You don't know what's in there.
You really don't. And look, if you just saw what you saw, the chances of it not being good are as close to a certainty as you can get.
Think about Carl's hole. Think about how much thinking about whether we're going to go through the hole happens just outside of Carl's hole at any given moment. And Jaden has none of the benefit of Carl or the history of the hole or anything. He just goes through.
Let me ask you this. If you were a Klingon, you have improved strength, stamina, and double organs in a bunch of places.
Yeah.
If you're Cadet Franco, you can turn blue. You're also, I think, Colossus-style strong. Right. You're impervious to being out in space. You also have a lot of upgrades. Do you feel like in that pause, Jaden's doing the math, like, we're two kind of superheroes on this show. Like, if we're together in the same place at the same time, like, maybe it's not as dangerous as I think?
Yeah, maybe we can get back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Anyway.
Maybe Jaden's pause at the threshold was just like, what, only one hole?
Oh,
okay.
Do I have the footwear for this? I'm wearing extremely unusual shoes.
He is wearing weird shoes.
The sort of shoes you could buy at a casino gift shop. From a store I've never heard of before. You know, like for rich people, like these are $10,000 boots that like are only cool to the super rich.
Right. Yeah. You see like obviously wealthy Chinese tourists wearing them in an airport in Dubai.
I don't know that you want that soundbite out in the world.
After the theme, we are on the Sunset Moon in the Khionian realm where Cadet Franco is from. And Jaden appears from the portal and hears what could be mistaken for something threatening. But when he enters the area that he hears these voices holding a giant rock over his head, it's clear all he's heard is someone trying to saber a bottle of a beverage.
Yeah.
And that, if you're just seeing in shadow, does look pretty threatening, right?
It looks like the tip of a dick is getting cut off.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to talk about this rock he picks up. Is this a digital rock?
We do have to talk about this rock because it's big enough to look extremely heavy. If, based on what we know about Klingon strength, I think it is.
It probably is.
But the way that he holds it makes it look so light. And it does look weirdly lit in that digital way.
And it's like, I felt like there might have been like a little tracking error on it or something where his like fingers didn't actually look like they were touching anything.
Something's up with this rock.
It's a weird choice. Just have a foam rock. Like, it's fucking Star Trek. Foam rocks are fine. They've been fine for 60 years.
More like 860 years.
For as long as we've had Super Bowls, we've had foam rocks in Star Trek.
I really wanted to see Jaden throw this rock or something. Like, I wanted to see a Klingon feat of strength that was a little bit more than this.
Yeah. As it happens, this is Cadet Franco being put into the costume that he needs to be put into for something big. He explains that Jaden is his cousine, And the people that abducted him, I guess, are not going to attempt to kill Jaden with their champagne saber.
What a relief.
It kind of looked like a machete, though. Like, it looked dangerous. Like,
And he wasn't the only one holding it.
Yeah.
Right? There was like a lady companion behind Cadet Franco.
Yeah.
Holding it in a kind of threatening manner.
I feel like the sabers that they sell for sabering champagne aren't that sharp.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you're supposed to be able to do it with the back of a knife, too.
Right. It hits that lip on the top and knocks it off.
Yeah.
We need to score a lot of laps fast.
Licensed businessmen.
This ship and her history will shortly become the care of another crew. They will continue the voyage as we have begun.
The greatest trick.
We cut over to Starfleet Academy where Caleb is having a personal spa day. This seems nice, right?
It really does.
Why is Genesis there, though?
Genesis? Yes, Genesis.
Oh, God. She deleted her trip and snuck back. So this is all a secret.
Yeah, she beamed back in and messed with the logs so that there's not even any record of her being here.
Yeah.
And he talks about like, oh yeah, I saw something on one of the maps screens in one of the classrooms. I was assuming it was running a self-diagnostic. It's pretty clear to him that she's been hacking her way through the school. Well, nobody thinks she's there.
I love this setup. I really do. The two kids running around an empty school setup.
Mm-hmm.
You get it all the time in an 80s movie or whatever.
Sure.
Like a lot of comedy potential coming out of this one. It is also a great way to learn about how different these two students are. Like Caleb wants to chill and clearly work out. Like probably mostly working out is what he will do with his time. And Genesis wants to do homework.
He has to be mostly working out based on what the bot is looking like, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what my point is.
Well, I just wanted to interrogate it further. Like, how many hours in the day do you have to devote to working out to look like this? Because it's almost Schwarzenegger-esque, his physique.
My personal trainer up in Seattle was like an actual bodybuilder, and his body was comical. Especially compared to mine. It was like, I can't imagine.
Don't sell yourself short, Adam. Your body's funny too.
I can't imagine what being seen with me did for his business as like as a personal workout coach. Like, couldn't have been great for him. Anyway, he would work out 2 or 3 hours a day to get like absolute bodybuilder physique, which he had.
Yeah.
Like, he's a superhero. And I wonder, like, looking at Sandra Rasta, like, if that's what it takes, because it doesn't look like he's very many cut days away from, like, going to Pittsburgh and doing a show, you know?
It's really wild.
So Caleb and Genesis have very different ideas of what they want to do with their time, but one thing that they can agree on is having a little contest of toxic or non-toxic. And we don't know what that is at this point, but what we do know is that it is on.
It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. And back in the Khionian realm, Jaden learns that this wasn't a bad thing. This is a beautiful tradition called ritual abduction. And Cadet Franco expected this. Like he didn't expect it right now, but he did expect at some point in his life to be ritually abducted so that he could be sealed to the person to whom he has been betrothed by custom for his entire life. A person named Kyra the Khionian.
Ben, there's a Naked Gun style piece of dialogue here that I wonder if it hit you the way it hit me, and the way that like I am serious and don't call me Shirley was like such a funny part of Airplane. Like Kyra introduces herself and says, without any air in between her name and the statement that follows, the dialogue on the paper is, "My name is Kyra. Means a lot that you came all the way to be Cadet Franco's cosign." And I was like, You know, like the way a lot of people's names mean something, like Kyra meaning whatever. To me, this scene and the way the line reading meant suggested that Kyra, the name Kyra means a lot that you came all the way here to be Cadet Franco's cosign. You hear what I'm saying?
And Jaden responds with what his name means.
Yeah.
It means he who crosses oceans of fire. So, yeah.
And then Kyle shows up and he says what his name means.
Yeah.
It means Kyle.
I thought this would become another like fish out of water story where like Kyra and Cadet Franco go off and do like pre-wedding tasks, and Kyra's cosign is told that they're going to show Jaden around.
Yeah.
In a scene that we do not get.
Yeah, like we don't know anything about the Khionians. I want there to be a like here's what their world is all about moment with Quill and Jaden, but that doesn't happen.
I wonder to what extent they really tried to moderate the fish and the water of the fish out of water story, because I saw this as a potential to really kick Jaden in his four balls over like being a part of a marriage tradition he doesn't understand and clearly doesn't agree with. Like, I thought this was that moment where that began.
Yeah.
Because Kyra's cosign kind of looks at Jaden in that way that's like, you're not going to pull this off. Like, you may be able to fake it in front of Kyra, but not me.
The energy in the scene is so interesting because Jaden is kind of like learning all of this on the fly, and he's already expressed, and like there's already been an expressed dislike of Kyle by Darem, and so Darem is now also betrothed to this lady, and like the love quadrangle is just getting very complicated at this point. And yeah, I wanted so much more about that.
Back at the academy, we see what a game of toxic or non-toxic looks like, and they're in the lab where it is basically like that Halloween party game where you reach your hand into the plastic jack-o'-lantern that's filled with peeled grapes and you're told that they're eyeballs,
right,
or something.
They're touching gross stuff and finding out if it affects them based on scans, I guess. Like it's sort of Russian roulette. Like, I mean,
how is the lethality of this not considered? This seems like dangerous stuff, like not just joke dangerous stuff either.
Yeah. I mean, and what they're going through is described as being Dr. Mark's collection of weird oddities of science. So it does seem tremendously dangerous. Caleb winds up with his fist in a slug can when Genesis asks him about Tarima. Awkward timing, you know.
Caleb's fingers in a snail trail has got him thinking about his relationship to Tarima once again.
Do you think Genesis could just see that on his face and that's why she asked?
Yeah. Yep.
Not toxic, I guess, but it makes his hand glow. It's not totally benign, I guess.
And his ears grow too.
Yeah.
Look at those things.
Got to fix the ears.
Nothing a hypo spray can't fix.
Yeah.
It's not just the slime in this bucket. There is also a slug in there, and it's not a normal slug at all. This is a warp slug, Ben. A slug, like if you couldn't understand through context clues what that meant, this is a slug that can go to warp.
The children's book about the slug and the hare getting in a race doesn't really have the same moral in this century as it does in ours.
Do you think that for a moment they were considering slug-based drive technologies during the burn?
I mean...
Or could the slugs also not go to warp? Because I thought the burn was just about dilithium. What does the slug run on?
Maybe the slug has like really small amounts of dilithium that didn't get affected. You know, like I was getting an MRI the other day and I was like, I have like metal fillings in my teeth. Is that a concern? And they're like, no, those are way too small to be a problem. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll just take your word for it that like half of my mouth isn't going to fly out of through my cheeks and into the donut.
You sound fun.
But I'm saying maybe the same principle applies to the slug. Like the amount of dilithium too small to be affected by the expanding blast wave of the sad Kelpian.
The invention of a warp slug has that unintended consequence, though, Ben, which is like there is backstory being discussed in this scene, and all I can think about is the potential of the warp slug. Like, if it touches you and go to warp, do you go to warp with it? Does its slime also go to warp, or is that just a leaving? Like, how far can they warp away? Because it seems like this one's just stuck in the room. I wanted to know all these things.
It does seem to be constrained by, like, physics in a way that a warp-capable slug wouldn't be.
Why is Warp Slug not one of the mascots at the Academy, too? That fucking rules.
It really does. Back on the moon with Kyra and Cadet Franco, we get into the conversation that they left Jaden and her cousine to talk about. And this is about the great plan that they had. They had such a good plan. What happened to the plan? Well, her parents happened.
I was just going to say, like so many plans that a young couple has, the parents got involved. And, I mean, we laugh, but, like, there was a health scare here. And so, like, her parents are ready to abdicate the throne. The healthcare was sufficient enough to make this kind of move. They thought they had more time.
Yeah, so Darem wasn't born with a title or anything, but she was, and because of the way it works on their planet, I guess, their marriage will also be their coronation. And because the parents decided to abdicate early, that means no more Starfleet for Darem. They got to get sealed, and they got to take over because these folks aren't waiting for no one.
Yeah, and like any big moment in any relationship, Kyra really wants him to be sure about being with her. And after a beat that seems extremely beady, he says he's sure.
The greatest trek
Is yet to come.
I got a question. All the Khionians can turn blue, right? And we are told that that is their natural appearance, that they change their appearance for the sake of others, but why would you present as what I'm going to assume is as human or human-like, well, on what is effectively your home world?
Yeah. I wondered about that too. Like, this is one of the complaints I have about this episode is that for the one where we go with Darem to his homeworld and see what he is all about,
yeah,
I don't feel like we really learned anything about him.
Yeah. We learn more about warp slugs than we do about the Khionians, because back to the empty academy, Genesis and Caleb are on the hunt for these escapees, and they manage to like either stun or freeze one of them that they're hunting.
Yeah, it seems like a freeze ray.
Yeah, and it's pretty high up there when they freeze this guy, but they don't get it into a container or anything before Jet Reno wanders around the corner. She's on a speakerphone call with Laura Thok because she messed up her toe in a way that has created a kiwi-sized big toe she's dealing with. That's why she's limping around. There's your problem.
Talk about a hammer toe. The tension in this scene is that Jet Reno does not know that two students, one of whom is not even authorized to be present at the academy, are in there, and goo is dripping down from the frozen warp slug, and they've got to freeze the drip so that they don't get found out. And once that tension is resolved, it becomes clear that there's a little tension of another kind, a sexual kind of tension between Caleb and Genesis.
Yeah, they're not caught by Jet Reno, but they do catch some feelings here, don't they? Here's the thing. Like, Caleb does that thing where he looks at her eyes and then mouth and then back to her eyes, and like his head is basically looking at both things the way that people on TV do when they're about to kiss.
He looks at her mouth and she says, my eyes are up here. And then he looks at her eyes and she's like, my mouth is down here.
But what does your name mean?
Is planet forbidden?
On the sunset moon, Jaden is telling Cadet Franco that he really wants to go. He has plans on Ibiza, but Cadet Franco wants him to stay, both because it's protocol for a cosign to stay throughout the ceremony, and also there's that speech that he's got to do. Nothing to be nervous about there, right, Jayden?
Oh, man. Brutal.
This is a character that we know has pretty bad stage fright.
Yeah.
Right?
They have a conversation about, man, like you're walking away from Starfleet now? Why? Like this is something you've put a lot of thought into, and now you're just setting it aside. Seems weird. And Darem explains, like, this is what my parents and my people expect of me. Like, there's no way around this. Like, I got to do it.
This is a tension that Jayden knows a lot about, right? The expectations of parents and how difficult it is to break free from those. I mean, I think the resolution to Jayden's situation is that he didn't even break free. Like, his parents sort of did a break free by cop kind of situation. like Dad did it.
Yeah.
He didn't do it at all, right?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a series of choices connoting personal bravery on Jayden's part.
But he does get the tension.
He does.
Here's what I don't get, Ben. Who would Cadet Franco's cosign be if Jayden wasn't there? And where are they? How pissed are they that they've been replaced? Because that's got to be, you talk about a tough voicemail message to get.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also wondering a lot about what Kyle is going through. Like, do they have radios on Sunset Moon? Like, can Jayden call in and, oh, hey, sorry, I'm not going to make it to Ibiza. I missed the flight and the change fee is just way too high. Like,
there is not a whiff that there's been any communication between them during this entire situation.
Kyle is grieving. Doesn't he want his fella there with him?
No.
Or is it not like that between them? Like Kyle is just dancing till the sun comes up in a club.
I think Jayden is just a piece of meats for Kyle.
The thing that shocked me at the end of this scene is that, like, Darem has been doing most of the talking, and his starting position is like, you can't go. You have to stay and make this speech. And by the end of him just kind of monologuing at Jayden, he's like, anyways, I understand if you have to go. I won't be mad.
Yeah, he just had to say his piece, I guess. Back at the academy, we get a montage where if it was in Baywatch, you'd think Eddie and Shawnee were about to hook up.
You really would.
You know?
That's true.
Things are getting real cute between Genesis and Caleb.
When you put two beautiful people in a scene, montage style, you make some assumptions.
You really do.
I certainly had them here. But like the moment you think about that is when she asks him what the deal is with Tareema again.
Like the thing about a montage is you don't know that you're in a montage until later. And she's like, I gotta be sure. I gotta be sure that he's actually available in that way, because she asks about Tareema and we find out that he has only been talking to Akam since the ambush on the Miyazaki. So he's really nervous to reconnect with her because that moment where she saw the AI teddy bear and all the bad things makes him feel super vulnerable with her and exposed. Like she knows stuff that she wouldn't know otherwise. And he's saying all this to Genesis in a way that is very vulnerable and open, ironically.
Sure. But also, that is idiot shit. It's been a month.
A month and 2 days, actually. Not that I'm keeping track or anything.
A month since the situation happens and they haven't had any direct contact? It's chicken shit and it's bad.
Yeah.
And I love the umbrage that Genesis feels in this scene. Like, are you fucking kidding? Like, Genesis is a character that we have not seen have a lot of romantic potential with other folks. But, like, for her to give this the energy that she does suggests that, like, she's got some smarts, some emotional intelligence that Caleb lacks.
Absolutely. She uses that emotional intelligence to browbeat him into helping her hack her way onto the bridge. And what she explains to him is this feeling of being a Nepo baby, that she sees all the footsteps laid out before her, the footsteps in which she is following, her father's footsteps. She's wondering if any of the victories in her life are really hers, because so much is handed to her by dint of the fact that her father is a Starfleet admiral.
Who cares?
I care.
And so she wants to sit in a captain's chair that she didn't have prior authorization to sit in because it's daddy's chair.
Are we supposed to feel sorry for her? That's what the show wants us to feel. Do you?
I mean, I think that she wants Caleb to feel sorry for her in this moment. And I think he does.
The trouble is she's been so capable for 7 episodes. Capable in every possible way. In every moment. She's been great.
But
I kind of...
this motivation is a fake, you know? It's a fake! She's got an ulterior motive here that she is not letting on. And I didn't buy it for a fucking second. I was like, what? Like, who gives a shit about sitting in a chair? Like, fuck that. But he buys it.
Yeah.
Do you buy that he buys it?
Yeah, I kind of bought that he bought it.
Well, Cadet Franco has got a fancy new look. He's in his royal sealing mantle. And Jaden does not like the clothes that they've given him because they make him cold. He does not like to be cold.
This is not like a wetsuit, which like makes you warm and wet. This is a cold garment that overrides the warmth that a body could provide it.
Seems like it.
It's not only cold, but it's fragile. Like they're both wearing garments that like if you have a hard sneeze, feel like they could tear.
Yeah, the Darem's royal sealing mantle is painted on. And when he gets a little bit emotive with a gesticulation, it rips in the back and he gets real panicky about it.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Wearing special traditional garments don't make the person wearing them feel calm and serene for the thing they're about to do.
They're talking about like whether you do the thing that is the path that has been laid out for you by your family and your culture's traditions or not. And Jaden is riding for a, like, it shouldn't be something that costs you your time in Starfleet. Like, if this is your path, then it's always going to be here for you. So, like, take a fucking chill pill if that's what you feel like you need to do.
Cadet Franco's defense for this, defense from a friend trying to, nudge them into thinking about their circumstances differently, is like a dozen different ways of saying you don't understand my people or my customs in a way that I think shuts down a lot of conversations today about religious beliefs weaponized against folks who have a legitimate fear of appearing as non-believing or being ostracized for having anything that could appear as a criticism of this thing that they're in.
And it's like weaponized by families against their kids all the time in this way where like, this is how we do it. And just because like, that's not your, like what you want for yourself doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. It's very hard to argue with someone or have a conversation with someone who presents that as a defense and Jaden storms off. He's not going to be a cosign anymore and he's just going to go home.
The greatest trick.
At Starfleet Academy, Caleb has hacked the door to the Athena bridge, and Genesis gets on into that chair. Caleb takes a nav station, and they play a game of Systems Activation Chicken. But when Genesis turns on the warp drive, that is a little too far for Caleb's comfort.
He gets spooked and starts belaying that order and shutting everything down. And he's like, all right, we got to get the fuck out of here. Like, somebody is definitely going to notice that the big spaceship across the bay had all of its lights turn on all of a sudden.
How badly did you want an exterior shot here? I was just going to ask you, like, I thought they were going to take the ship, like, and do that thing where Flight of the Navigator. Like the kid gets on the ship and doesn't think that he's going to take off in it and then just accidentally does.
Yeah.
I thought that's what would happen.
I could see that happening. I wished we got in an exterior, but no. Caleb gets spooked and shuts it all down. And like Genesis starts making a computer chip out of programmable matter while his back is turned and as he's running toward the door. And he realizes when he sees this thing what she's done. She's gotten a key that can get her into any database on the ship so that she can get into her application. And we learn that the application is being transmitted tomorrow to the pre-command track committee for review. She explains she's got to get some doctored information out of there.
They get interrupted by Jet Reno before we have an answer, like a conclusive answer to what she would do with this chip. They are in such big trouble.
Deep shit.
They could run away from Jet Reno, who's struggling with that toe, right?
Or is the toe all better now because of the 6 Bay experience?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What we know is back on the Sunset Moon, it's dusk. I thought they were going to go back to the water planet for the actual ceremony. That doesn't appear to have happened.
We get another montage of the wedding, and I was like, because this is a montage, I suspect that maybe it's like a dream or like an idle fantasy that somebody is having. No, that was the wedding. And Jaden's not there to make his toast. And that's where the montage ends. It ends with Cadet Franco getting up to say some words in the absence of his cosign.
This is the scene where the original cosign should have appeared. Like, relieved to have finally been rightfully installed as the speechmaker in this moment.
Hey, it's me, other guy, your best friend from childhood. They forgot to ritually abduct me. I don't know what happened. Wires got crossed.
I'm sorry.
But no, Jaden shows up. It turns out he decided not to go back to Starfleet by some unknowable method. And he is calm and collected during his speech, very surprisingly. And his speech is all about how important it is to know the importance of putting other people first. And it's not so much a speech for the gathered crowd as it is a speech for Kyra. She's getting the subtext of this thing.
So you're thinking the way I was thinking, where like this was intentionally passive aggressive, like he's bomb throwing here with his speech.
Yeah, not the worst speech I've ever seen at a wedding, like with regards to potentially introducing conflict into the newly married couple's relationship, but pretty serious.
How many wedding speeches have you seen that went like, oh boy, the times we had in college, and then like listing out kind of inappropriate times to describe being together in college in mixed company?
Yeah.
I watched this guy blew himself out on the hull of our ship. It was incredible.
Darem's parents, who we know to be total ball breakers, looking at each other as this speech goes down.
It's the danger of a speech being too good, Ben.
Yeah.
This toast. Too good.
Kyra's picking up what he's putting down.
Yeah.
And in Ake's office, Genesis comes clean. There's a brief moment where Caleb is trying to jump on the grenade, and she's like, no, this was all my idea. There were all of these personal letters of recommendation that said stuff about how I never believed that I deserve to be where I am. And I had to edit that out before they got submitted for the Academy. And I wanted to go in and delete that stuff because it would be obvious that doctored letters of rec don't make for good captaining.
I heard this and I was like, that's all? That's what you wanted to do? I thought maybe the references didn't exist. And that was the cover-up that she was attempting. Not that the references that she used would all be sort of similarly in the description of someone who is not that confident.
Right.
Like, oh, your uncle and your first and second boss think your areas of improvement could be confidence. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I was really baffled by that. And I think Nala Ake was kind of too. Like, you don't have to leave the academy over this. I'm not going to expel you.
I think it's meant to be a twist that it is such minor shit that she changed, but the fact that she changed it's not the crime, it's the cover-up, you know?
Yeah. And it's also an example of like something meaning so much to a person, someone being so sensitive about a specific thing that can hurt them, that like to anyone else who's seeing this as an outsider, they're like, really? Like, you've got nothing to worry about there. What are you talking about?
Seems fine to me.
Had it ever occurred to you that they might have done you a favor? Leadership is a battle within yourself.
So they're not expelled, but Genesis will not be nominated to the pre-command track, and a bunch of menial service hours get lumped on top of her and Caleb, and academic probation starts now.
More opportunities for hangs together, though. That's what you get with days of service being the punishment.
Yeah.
Back at the wedding ceremony on the sunset moon, it's clear that Kyra was very moved by Jaden's toast. She wants to know if he will abdicate. He has to do it first. That's the rule, right? She can't make this call. He's got to do it because she knows he is fully realized as a person away from her and the obligations he's got to the Khionian throne.
She doesn't want to destroy the person he's become. And her purpose is Khionia. She can do the thing that everyone expects of her, but she doesn't want to make him do that also.
I wanted to like the Kyra character quite a bit, but she poisoned that well in this scene by at first going, "You're so great and so alive doing this thing that you're doing." And then for whatever reason, she gets mad at him for not admitting how energized he feels at Starfleet Academy. Like, do you know your person or not? Like, don't fucking blame him for keeping this from her. I thought that was a really weird angle for her to take.
Yeah, I mean, I think that she doesn't. And crucially, like, he has changed a lot since going away. And that was something that she was, like, looking past at first. I don't think it's a great look that she's mad at him, but I also don't think it's a great look that he couldn't, like, stand on business and represent for himself.
I gotta tell you, dude, I don't like the potential of her as a ruler of Khionia, given this scene.
Well, it seems like she's also kind of excited about being the first ever solo ruler of the planet.
You know she's excited about this.
So she walks away, and Jay Den comes over, and he's like, "Hey, man, want to go home, friend?"
Yeah, they're going home. Back at the academy, All Worlds Day break is over. And Jay Den and Cadet Franco return to campus.
Kyle seems remarkably not pissed about being left alone with his grief in Ibiza.
It is such science fiction. The idea that you and your special person, like your special person ditches you during a vacation that was all about you getting over some terrible grief and trauma.
And he's like, "Hey guys, nice to see you."
I don't know. How is this? We're missing a scene here.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no possible way any relationship could survive that. And it doesn't matter how chill and breezy and non-serious the relationship is. This was a ditching on a planned vacation.
In an episode that includes the term ghosting. Like, that is what happened here.
Yeah.
And Darem is a dick about Kyle's sunburn. Come on, man. He was in Ibiza. That could happen to anyone.
Yeah, I mean, in the same way that we're getting rain in San Francisco, 800 years into the future, we are getting sunburns from the sun.
Yeah. Genesis and Caleb are serving out some of their menial labor cleaning the barf train when she thanks him for trying to be there for her when she was not in her right mind, doing the most to advance her career in a dishonest way. And speaking of honesty, he's got to get real and talk to Terima. And he's like, but maybe I already screwed up by not contacting her before now. And she's like,
oh, do you think so, Doctor?
All you can do is contact her at this point. Like, there's no way out of that.
We get the bookended scene of Caleb finally recording the "I'm an asshole" message that apologizes for his ghosting for over a month. I would say less, Caleb, is my advice for a message like this. Maybe don't list out all of the ways you fucked up, because it doesn't look good when you do.
Don't try and butter over it also by saying well, technically I didn't reach out for a month, but some of that month you were in a coma, so that doesn't count, right?
I mean, I hate to suggest this because this is terrible advice, but maybe lie a little bit, Caleb. Maybe you got into trouble at the academy and were grounded from communications privileges or whatever.
You're friends with the chancellor. You could probably make this happen.
I know. Because the truth looks so bad for him. Ben, I gotta ask, is a recording worse than a conversation here too? It's really hard to sound good recording yourself versus having a tough talk, I think.
It made me wonder, because they do sort of talk about the ability to make a phone call versus send a voice memo. But is Beta Z too far away to have it be possible to do a live telephone call between them? Or
yeah,
I don't know how it works, but let's at least admit that his second letter is a lot better than the first one he wrote.
I'm ready to admit that. Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
He chooses to send it. And that is the end of the episode. Adam, did you like this episode of Starfleet Academy?
She'll always bring it home.
There was a lot to like about it in all of the usual Starfleet Academy ways. Our characters are interesting when they pair off and interact with each other. My problem with this episode, the reason why it didn't work for me, was the conflicts that they were given seemed like they needed another draft on them. And I think mainly, even more than that, the two instances of ghosting in science fiction that we get in this episode, I'm not sure I believe. The Jaden ghosting Kyle and Caleb ghosting Terima. I wonder, when you're a group of writers, you're adults writing for adolescents.
Right.
I wonder if there's just some sort of disconnect there that you can't possibly cross. Because, I'm an old man. And even I know that kids of this age, this is a death sentence to a relationship.
Yeah.
There is no fucking way Terima will take Caleb back after this.
Or that Kyle will take Jaden back after this.
Yeah. I wish this episode resolved in a way where I could believe both of those things. And I think it hurts that we got two examples in the same episode.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it.
This episode really didn't work for me, it was a bummer, because I feel like up until now, I think so far this season really has worked for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that the big problem I have with it is I kept being curious and interested in a thing that they seemed to be setting up, and then they got distracted and chased the squirrel towards something not interesting, I want to know what Khione is all about. I feel like we just spent the entire time in one production volume with some dusty hills in the background doing wedding playset,
I think, hearing you say that reminds me of one of the mistakes that Discovery made, which was taking their eye off of the ball of what's interesting on a Star Trek show to a Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
The Khionian society, what happens there.
Yeah.
Why they should be blue.
Why do they blue each other
Yeah.
sometimes and not others?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. What I want to say is these are issues that you resolve on the page.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like nothing about how the show looks or is acted. There's nothing wrong with that. This episode. It's
fantastic
just like what they
execution of a flawed script, I think, is
exactly
it.
That's how I wanted to put it. Yeah.
I also just want to say I spotted a credit at the end of this episode that I haven't noticed before. Maybe it has been in there before and I just haven't seen it. But Dan the Automator got an extra music credit in this, and I was like, this is the first thing I can think of Dan the Automator making music for that is also set in post the year 3000 since Deltron 3030. So that was fun to see.
They bounced through a portal this episode, Ben.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything in the portal for us to read on this episode, Adam. It's Priority 1 messages.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Ben, we got a promotional Priority 1 message here. How about that?
Love to hear it.
Here's how that goes. Where is the Baywatch Nights companion bonus content podcast?
Wow.
Among the things you're missing out on, David Hasselhoff fighting 30 ninjas, donut smoothies, Angie Harmon getting more and more hoarse with each episode, a rotisserie chicken sucker punch, a cause and effect style time loop episode involving an exploding ship.
Whoa.
Time-traveling mummies for multiple episodes. Gregolyn Williams in a chicken suit.
Okay.
Swiss cheese scripts. A rollerblade-based heist. The Beach Boys explode. And Day for Night. So here's the big takeaway. Listen to the Santa Monica Sewers. Adam and Ben's next amazing bonus content podcast.
Man.
I didn't write this.
This is someone calling their shot, and I have to say, the description feels compelling enough to make me want to try.
Maybe for the next episode of Santa Monica Mountains, we could do a Baywatch Nights episode. How about that?
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
This next P1 is of a personal nature. It's from Carter. It's to Sam. Hey, Sam. Great seeing you in San Francisco. I saw the P1 alert while sitting in SFO and thought, why not toss a few scarves and say hi at the same time? Oh, also, hi to Sean and Ed. Do I still have characters left? Hey, Luis, a.k.a. he who will be my husband, even though you'll never hear this. Still not 350? Could you play me out with an Ensign Row draw?
I think we can.
I think we know this Sam and this Carter.
Sure do.
Hey, gentlemen. I hope I said Louis or Luis properly.
I think you got the two possible pronunciations there.
Yeah. Congratulations, Carter, on your impending nuptials.
Yeah.
If you'd like to leave a P1 on the show, we would tremendously appreciate it. It is a great way to support, and you can do it by going to MaximumFun.org/Jumbotron.
Thanks. Hey, Ben.
What's that, Adam?
Did you find yourself an Edward Larkin?
Edward Larkin! I'm going to give it to the other cosign. Quill, I think their name was. Only heard it once, but this is a person that is introduced when Kyra walks in and is then like a background character at the wedding. And in the scene where Kyra is pitching the abdicate and annul plan for their new marriage to Cadet Franco, Quill is standing right next to Jayden, just like having a whole intense conversation with somebody. And I just really like the idea that like the maid of honor would be at a wedding and not like super keyed into like the drama that the bride is going through.
Third instance of science fiction happening on this Star Trek show. I'd like to see you try separating the bride from the maid of honor at any wedding for any amount of time.
How about you? Did you have an Edward Larkin?
Yeah, to me, it's going to be Genesis, and I think it's because she embodies that Edward Larkin quality of that tunnel vision, right? She is so focused on the things she's got to do, she's not really grasping how ridiculous she's acting or all the consequences there will be for this.
Yeah.
I think this was an aspect to the episode we didn't talk about in the Did You Like section. And if there were more time, I would have talked about this more. Like the idea of someone's being so sensitive about something that is personally affecting that in the long run just isn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's Edward Larkin right there. Like,
totally.
Who are her friends? Because I feel like friends would be really useful in grounding a person about how you are and how a person can feel bad about those things, you know? Left absent a friend's ability to like pop all those balloons, like that can really get out of hand.
Really can.
So I think that's what I'm saying about that with Genesis. Hopefully she's feeling better about her situation after this and 100 hours of mopping the floors duty or whatever.
Well, had a lot of fun talking about that episode of Starfleet Academy with you, Adam. And next week, we will, of course, talk about another episode of Starfleet Academy. But before we go, we always end every episode with our smash hit signature segment, Warning Boys. This is where we thank the Friends of DeSoto who go out of their way to recommend the show by going on their podcatcher and leaving a nice review or commenting on the show or posting on social media. If you post about the show on the internet, good chance we'll find it and share it here to express our appreciation.
Prepare a buoy and launch it when ready.
Warning buoys.
An emergency buoy. A warning buoy.
One very popular Star Trek thing in the zeitgeist right now is this Lego Enterprise D, and this Apple Podcast review talks a little bit about that. It's a 5-star review by Max Shining from Germany. Listening to these guys for soon to be 10 years almost ruined one of the geekiest moments in my life, buying the Lego Enterprise D. There I had the giant box, but it was the little extra Lego also threw in that made me giggle, the Type 15 shuttle pod. Why? Well, guess who is at the helm? When are you guys finally doing a live show in mainland Europe?
Wow.
Asks Max. Max, it's not about the will. It's about the resources with these things.
Yeah.
We've taken a little break from touring for the last little bit. I know it's something that we're talking about between us. It's something we have the desire to do, but a lot of complexities involved in our ability to do that in the near future. But it's definitely something we want to do, and going to mainland Europe would be amazing.
That would be huge for us. I would like to try it out, but who knows where or if anyone would come.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, no matter who you ask, whether you are a comedian or a band or anyone else who like performs on tour, the economics of that extremely difficult and are only getting worse, it seems. So we're trying to be strategic about that in a way that doesn't ruin us.
Yeah.
Like so many decisions we've made with our business, you know?
Yeah.
We don't want to make the one mistake that ends it all.
On that note.
On that note, here's the best financial decision we ever made.
Yeah, that's true.
Hiring Wynde.
Wynde, Priddy, we'll take it from here, tell you about next week's episode, etc.
No regrets for hiring Wynde.
No. Take it away, Wynde. Bye-bye.
Greatest Trek is an Uxbridge Shimoda podcast on the Maximum Fun Network. It's hosted by Ben Harrison and Adam Pranica, and it's produced and edited by Wynde Priddy. Next week, Ben and Adam will be back to cover Starfleet Academy's 8th episode. It's called The Life of the Stars. Until then, we want to thank the members who contribute monthly to help keep this show going. They have made a very smart financial decision to fund something that they enjoy every single week. And you can join them in setting up your membership. Go to MaximumFun.org/join. You'll get instant access to a ton of great bonus content, and you'll be helping make this show possible. So we really appreciate your support. We also appreciate Adam Ragusia for composing the theme music, and a big thanks to Rob Adler and Bill Tilley for working on the @Greatest Trek social media pages. You can find and follow those online. And be sure to use the hashtag Greatest Trek when you post about the show. Make sure you're signed up for the Greatest newsletter, and you can do that over at podshop.biz, where all the fun merch is as well. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. on Greatest Trek.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows.
supported
directly
by you.